What?
Hell.
All right. I guess it's not going to Facebook, but what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Pushing the Lines with me, T Pillow, aka Magic Bets on Twitter, and Michael Butler, aka Might Be Bets on Twitter. So this is our first
Yeah.
live episode. So if you are tuning in, uh, welcome. I don't even know how to get to the chat. Boy, I did some stuff. We just started using a new software, so I think it's right there. All right, I got it. So anyway, this show was supposed to be dedicated to Week 5 NFL football, but we got to start out with college football after what happened yesterday. You had number 25 Texas A&M beat number 9 Missouri 41-10. And if you tune
Mhm.
into the last show, this guy that's on the other that screen right there, yeah, that guy, he called it. What's your thoughts on the game that you called?
I'm just a genius, man. I'm looking for a contract to be on somewhere. I don't know. I just feel like I need a contract now. I need to be on live TV.
You are on
Uh,
live TV right now.
tune in, y'all. Just tune in. I don't forgot which game we was talking
Texas A&M and Missouri, the one you called on the last show.
about. Did I call it? I think I may have called you. I don't know if I said it on the last show, but that was my upset. Like Missouri ain't really looked that good. They was blowing out some cupcakes, and they just haven't looked that good. It wasn't really no statistics or no analysis. It just looked like a game to where I felt like they got to go into College Station. That's a hostile crowd, the 12th man, and I just didn't know if they was ready for that.
Yeah. I wish I could tell you more on it, but at that time I was at work. I got your phone call and you was like, "Man, are you seeing any of these scores?"
Yeah,
Which I wish I had a saw it, but money come first. I ain't gonna turn down my
absolutely.
money for no football. Um, Number 8 Miami. They barely escaped against California, unranked California. They
Sure
won by
did.
1 point, 39-38, and it took 21 points in the fourth quarter for them to even do that.
Sure did. Sure
hmm
did. That was a good. I stayed up and watched that, man. Cam Ward is the real deal. Cam Ward
Well,
is the real deal.
and it depends. I think he's the real deal. I thought he was really good at Washington State.
Yeah.
I thought he was good at Incarnate Ward when he was there. But you'll have a lot of people will tell you that the Heisman hype is a setup right now. They're just trying to make him look good.
No, that the kid look that fourth quarter, man. He was poised. He was calm. He was cool. I don't know how if you're Cal, you let Restrepo. I think that's how you say his name. He was wide open on that late play. That went
hmm
77 yards. It almost was a touchdown. He was wide open. They just left him free, and that's how they got down there, man. I think he had over 400 yards. Cam Ward did. I think Restrepo may have had like 100 and over 150. That duo is tough. And Cam Ward, man, he's poised. They did a little live post game. He was cussing. I thought that was cool. That was
Yeah.
pretty good.
Um.
Like,
So I've got a lot of friends that probably won't talk to me this week. It
oh
might
yeah.
it might be a few weeks before they talk to me because for some reason, once I saw this, not the game that we're about to talk about, but when I saw the game that happened before this,
Mm-hmm.
I made a post that I was gonna save until after we played, talking about we want Bama. Of course, I
Yeah.
put the jinx in.
Yeah, you
Oops,
spoke too
I'm
soon.
sorry. I'm not deleting my post. I stand on what I said. I accept responsibility. If you don't want to talk to me, we'll get together after we beat Alabama, if we beat Alabama. Because last night we didn't look great.
Mm.
Tennessee, number 4, lost to Arkansas. Um,
Hey, I'm gonna let you have this one.
Look, Taylor Green, that quarterback for Arkansas, he gonna be something special. He
He
made a
got
lot.
hurt. He
He
got hurt
did
last
he
night.
did get hurt, but before he got hurt, he was making plays that NFL quarterbacks struggle to make play. He was putting balls in spots where only his receivers could get it, and I was just sitting there thinking to myself, man, we're not covering the spread. And then the more the game went on, I was like, you know what? We're not winning this game. Even his
Yeah,
backup came in. He looked kind of skittish at first, but then he started getting under control and made it happen. So we lost fair and square. Arkansas, congratulations.
yeah, I liked it because I hate. I'm not a big Vols fan, so I enjoyed it, and it made it even better because Vanderbilt beat Alabama. So it gave
Man,
Vanderbilt something to finally cheer about, and I'm happy for Vanderbilt because they honestly they are the real home team. I don't know how a team from Knoxville became the home team, and we have a team here in Nashville. So big ups to Vanderbilt.
hey
Took the
man,
goalpost to the Cumberland. Let's go.
Tennessee, Tennessee
Anchor
is
down, baby.
Tennessee is the whole state. Vanderbilt is the city, and congratulations to them. And I'm glad they did it because I like Clark Lee as a coach. If people don't know who he was a defense coordinator who came from Notre Dame, and I believe it was um, when they almost won the championship or got close.
Yeah.
And then last night, I didn't see the part where they so-called stormed the field, but it wasn't so much a storming of the field from what I heard. And they took their goalpost, they walked it all the way down Broadway, and they threw that motherfucker in the Cumberland River.
Sure did. Sure did. I'm
I know
happy
that
for Vanderbilt, man.
I know this is a live show, but for some reason I just lost my stream of the football game. Uh, the early NFL football game. I need to turn it back on. So if you see me looking up at my screen, that's because I'm paying attention to what we're about to talk about next. Um, we're gonna leave that college football alone. We're gonna get on to this NFL. Um, what um what do you think about this first game, the Jets versus Minnesota? It's halftime right now.
The Jets look awful. Minnesota defense is for real. Uh, Slowly, it looks like Braylon Allen is taking carries away from Brees Hall. Aaron Rodgers is, I'm not going to say he's done because I don't think he's done. He's showing that he's 40.
Hmm.
Justin Jefferson is great. That's about how that game is going. Brian Flores is showing. I know it's probably not going to happen. He deserves another NFL head coaching shot because he got this Vikings defense looking great. He got Andrew Van Ginkel looking like Ray Lewis and Ed Reed put together. I don't know how the hell this dude getting pick sixes damn near every week. It's incredible.
Yeah. Sam Darnold. Um, oh shit, I just lost voice somehow. Can you hear me?
I yeah, you good.
So Sam Darnold was pretty much your first quarter MVP of the season, and he hadn't really looked like it today, but Ty Chandler made that little long run. The defense is playing good for Minnesota, so
Mm-hmm.
they're in a good spot. Too bad you got Brees Hall on your fantasy team, though.
Man, and for some people, he was anywhere from 1 through 5, earliest pick, and he
Yeah.
ain't doing. When I say nothing, he ain't doing nothing. Let me
But
look at his stats so far this game. The last time I looked, he got 4 carries for 9 yards and one catch for 6 yards.
you got to think he can't do something every game because there's going to be games that people are going to key in on him, and obviously it's working this game.
Hell no. McCaffrey do something every game. Saquon do something
Well,
every game. I ain't
well,
making no excuses.
hold on, you got to be on the field to do something every game.
We need to get his ass out there.
uh,
Shit.
uh, okay, Mister. I'm sitting at home with the torn Achilles. You know that boy having Achilles problems. Don't let him get out there and tear both of them.
No, no, not McCaffrey. I'm saying Brees
Oh,
Hall.
oh,
As great as he is, the role that he plays, he could have like the Alvin Kamara role for the Jets.
he
Like
could.
having one catch. and having 4 carries, that's crazy.
Yeah, they do have to get him involved.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah,
Did you place any bets on this game?
I did. I did a parlay, but I didn't do a touchdown parlay.
Okay, I
I
wouldn't do
may have had Aaron Rodgers to get 200 yards passing, and I think I had Justin Jefferson to get 50 yards receiving, which he already got that.
it. Okay, I took Mike Williams over 27.5 receiving yards. He only had 7 at halftime. So I expect with them being down, him coming back at halftime, maybe getting some more targets. They obviously been trying to hit Garrett Wilson, and a couple of those throws have been off. And I
Yeah,
did take Minnesota money line, which that is looking good for me right now.
yeah, I didn't do the money lines. I know I ain't gonna hit now. I put Brees Hall for 40 yards rushing on there, so we can go ahead with the show.
Oh yeah, because they gonna have to pass to get back in this game. So
Oh
it's on
Lord, have
Rodgers in the
mercy.
receiving core now. So it's all right.
It's 17-7. It's seven.
Uh,
We're gonna see how they come out in the third quarter.
all right. Let's get on to
Mm.
this Panthers versus Chicago Bears game. As
Ugh.
we've said over and over and over and over and over on this show, the Panthers are not a good team from the top to the bottom.
Mm-mm.
They started Andy Reid. What was it? 2 weeks ago was his first start. Yeah, 2 weeks ago was his first start. He came in.
Hold on, wait, not to cut you off. This is our earliest show that we've ever done, ladies and gentlemen. T does not do drugs. Yes, he said Andy Reid. He meant Andy Dalton.
I
Go
said
ahead.
Andy Reid.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know why? You know why I said Andy Reid? I'm probably sitting here envisioning him with that Waffle House menu that he be having, and I'm hungry.
I'm hungry too.
I appreciate the cutoff, but Andy Dalton, his first start was 2 weeks ago. He actually came out, looked good, made them look like a decent team for a week.
Hmm.
Uh, but they didn't look so good this past week and lost. Um, Chicago is surprisingly showing improvement. I
They
mean,
are.
they're not really. I wouldn't say going leaps and bounds, but if you pay attention to the game, Caleb Williams he's playing better.
Hmm.
He's I wouldn't say he's showing up and just doing his thing, but he's not making a whole lot of mistakes. They're
Yeah.
trying to get everybody involved. Um, you got Andy Dalton in the Panthers. You got Andy Dalton look better than Bryce Young. You got Chuba Hubbard starting to look like a number 1 running back, but those two can only do so much. And then you got people talking about the Panthers might be in sell mode right now. They know their season is lost. They know they're not going to do anything. So people are
Hmm.
starting to go on the trade block. And the main name I heard was Deontay Johnson.
And that's crazy. They just got him.
Hmm.
They they injured. They defense is depleted with injuries right now. Um, if we just end the game, I know Andy Dalton and Deontay Johnson, they have a good chemistry going. Um, if I was to trade somebody on the Panthers, I would try to pump up Miles Sanders and make him look good for a couple of weeks and see if I could get rid of him. Um, but back to the game, I really don't expect a lot of points in this game. I know Chicago, they are improving. Caleb Williams, I believe he gets Keenan Allen back today, so he'll be full strength at his wide receivers. I believe Odunze is back, DJ Moore is there, and he'll have Keenan Allen. DeAndre Swift is coming off his best game in a long time. I expect that to continue today because Carolina got a lot of injuries, especially up front. Um, if I was to bet anything, I would bet him getting at least 50 yards rushing.
Okay.
If you want to do rushing and receiving like you can on FanDuel, I may do maybe 75 rushing and receiving total. I think that's feasible for him today. I think the Bears are going to win this game. It's going to be a sloppy, ugly game. I don't see me looking at much of it unless it come through the red zone. But I would say 20-10 Chicago.
Okay. I was thinking more 2017, but I mean, you do you.
Hey, we
Uh,
close. We close.
while we're talking about betting in particular, and you'll hear us give out bets on the show or tell you what we're betting, just know
Mm-hmm.
that anything that you hear me give out has odds of minus 175 or better at the point that I took the bet. But by the time you see the show or you look into it, the odds may have moved or the lines may have moved. And my top bet for this game is Cole Kmet, the tight end for the Chicago Bears, over 2.5 receptions. When I took that
Yeah.
bet, it was minus 157 at that time. It's probably moved by now. Um, the Panthers defense have given up 3 receptions to a single tight end in each of their games this season. And I don't see anything changing today because Cole Kmet has hit that 3 out of 4 games this season.
Yep. I thought about playing him today.
Mm. Oh, your fantasy?
Mm-hmm.
Mm, that might have been a good choice, but like you just said, Keenan Allen came back, so he may not get a ton of targets, but he
That's
gonna get them.
exactly
He
why
gonna
I
get them.
didn't play.
He gonna get them 2.5 receptions.
Yeah. That's exactly why I didn't play him, because Keenan Allen is back.
Yep. Baltimore Ravens versus the Bengals or the Bungles, as I like to call them.
They looking like the Bungles.
Derrick Henry is finally in a situation where he doesn't have to carry the team. Lamar's still the leader. The offensive line is blocking. Um, what more can you ask for? I mean, literally, give me Baltimore money line right here, and possibly a King Henry anytime touchdown.
The Bengals need this game. I just don't think they're gonna get it.
Mm-mm.
I know it's in Cincy. I don't think that matters. Their defense has been shaky, to say it nicely.
The
Their
whole team
defense
been
has
shaky.
been shaky. Yeah. Um, I think Baltimore is going to try to get Mark Andrews finally. I think they're going to try to get him the ball early. I'm going to make a play that he gets at least 3 receptions today. That will be my play. If they don't get him going early, I don't know if he gets going.
You
I
know
would
what?
even say on the first play of the game, if they don't hand the ball off to Henry, they may do a little play action and try to hit him out in the flat, just to get him going.
So everything that you just said about getting Mark Andrews involved, I have literally felt that way the past 3 weeks.
Me too.
But I'm not gonna bet it till I see it.
I'm gonna do it today because it has to happen eventually, man. This has to happen. He didn't just fall off a cliff this bad. Now last week they threw him a pass. He was wide open, and he just dropped the pass. That he could have went for 20, 30 yards off that pass. He just dropped it, and he never got involved. I think Cincinnati, they know Derrick Henry is going to get involved. They're not going to be able to stop it. I think he's going to get a touchdown today myself. I actually think Derrick Henry is going to have a good game today. So they're going to crowd the box, and I just think they're going to try to get Andrews going. But we'll see. I would make a play for him to get 3+ catches today.
Okay. So while we're on this game, um, let's throw some cooler talk in. Devontae Adams.
Yeah,
He made a Twitter post this week or Instagram post of Edgar Allan Poe. And of course, people who are conspiracy theorists,
the Raven.
they thinking the Ravens.
Yeah,
Who do you
and
give
I
up?
want him to go to the Ravens.
Who do you give up?
My two favorite teams for him would be Buffalo or Baltimore.
I don't think he'll go to Buffalo. I think they still are trying to fix their salary cap situation, and the only person that I see fit for them to trade for would probably be a tight end. And they already got their future tight end, Brock Bowers, and that goes for both teams, the Ravens and Buffalo. I don't think either one of them have a whole lot that they could really trade for Devontae. I mean,
Well,
second round pick.
they only want a second round pick
They want a second round pick,
plus other compensation.
other compensation, which means they
Yeah.
want a player. Um. Anyways, you ready to move on to this next game?
Mm-hmm.
You sure you ain't got nothing else to say about them boys?
No, the
No.
Ravens. I don't see Cincinnati. beating them. One little crazy fact that I did see: Burrow has targeted Higgins more than he's targeted Chase. So Higgins has been the wide receiver one since he came back. Just a little nugget. I don't know if it's something that you can read into that. I don't want to get nothing crazy started, but since Higgins has came back, he's been the number one target.
And you know why I think he might be the number one target? Trade bait. He
Trying to
he
pump him
in,
up, make him look real good.
he in there on that franchise tag because if right before the trade deadline, if they are sellers, he's going to be the one that's gone, and they will let him start reaching out to teams and see who he can negotiate a long term contract with because that's what he wants,
Hmm.
and he really wants to be a number one receiver. So we'll see where that goes. Now on to this Dolphins versus Patriots game.
Man, it's
Um, you got Tyler Huntley starting again. Tua's still out. And a lot of people have forgot that Tyler Huntley actually went to the Pro Bowl one year after he started 4 games um, after replacing Lamar Jackson because Lamar Jackson was injured. So
hmm
he's not a bad quarterback. He played well in that time that he had as a starter. This will be his second week starting for the Dolphins. He really did not know that offense last week. So um, they were sort of in discontent. You saw Tyreek Hill on the sidelines upset that he wasn't getting the ball.
hmm
That's gonna happen when you have a number one receiver like that. Um, I don't think he played well, but I think he's gonna get a little more comfort because he's had a few more practices. Um, I expect him to try to get the ball downfield and utilize the speed they got,
Yeah.
and that is why I am taking Tyreek Hill over 47.5 receiving yards.
Uh, I did a little digging. So since Tua has went out, Tyreek Hill has 10 catches, 87 yards, zero touchdowns. Waddle, 12 catches, 103 yards, zero touchdowns. Not good. That's over 3.5 games. That is, for both of them, that could be one game with Tua under the right circumstances. Um, it's been a lot of buzz, whether you believe it or not. I don't. I don't think they would move him at this time. Been a lot of trade speculation around Tyreek Hill. He posted about it on Twitter. Um, but as far as the game goes, I think the Patriots, just what they seen Monday night against the Titans, I think they're gonna pressure Huntley. I think they're gonna force him to make quick decisions. And then too, on the other side of the ball, a little controversy over there. Ramondre Stevenson lost his starting job to Antonio Gibson,
Hmm.
and it's starting to be little rumblings about, do we bring in Drake May? I don't know if I would do that yet, but I know the Dolphins need this game just to even stay in the playoff hunt as it's presently constructed. I just don't think they get it today, man. I got the Patriots winning another low scoring game, uh, 17-10.
I think I did take the Patriots money line on this, or did I? Yeah, I think I did take the Patriots money line on this. I don't see the Dolphins winning. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
although the Patriots are in a little discontent, um, they are still a team that has had everybody playing together. Ramondre Stevenson's still gonna get the ball. Don't think he's not.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's still gonna get the
He's
ball.
still gonna get his share of carries, but I think the coach is just trying to teach him a lesson that if you don't protect the ball, you don't get as much playing time.
Yeah, facts. That's it. Then another thing that's big for Miami, Jalen Phillips, he's out for the season on defense.
I did see him lead the game last week, but I never did follow up on it. So he's done.
Yeah, he's out for the season. And if I'm mistaken, he had a season-ending injury last year as well. So, yeah, that's a big blow for Miami. So it's just the way things are looking. I just think that Anderson Foxborough today, I just don't see Miami going in there and winning this game. It's a lot of boring games on today, by the way.
Mm, I guess you could say that.
A lot of defensive games. I'm not telling, and I'm not telling y'all to do this, but a good lotto for today. Some of these teams I think it may be a couple of sixes. There's already been one in the Minnesota game.
Yeah. Oh, Andrew Van Ginkle.
Maybe something to look into. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe
Oh,
something to look into today.
kind of off subject. Van Ginkle. I remember when he first appeared in the Madden game, people were making jokes that he was a created player on the Dolphins team because of the way he was looking, and nobody even knew who he was or heard his name.
I bet you they know who he is now.
The Jets know.
They sure the hell do.
They gonna talk about it in the film room this week.
He
All right,
balling this season.
let's move on to this Browns versus Commanders game. Um,
I'm gonna leave this one out.
run it.
Jaden Daniels is unbelievable. That's about, and I really think you can end it on that. But he's on a record pace as a rookie, man, leading the league in completion percentage at almost, man, he's almost at like 84%. That is insane. Brian Robinson Jr. is coming in the form running the ball. Terry McLaurin looked re-energized. Zach Ertz is looking better. Um, Dan Quinn got this thing going, man. And shout out to his offensive coordinator, Cliff Kingsbury. This is what he does. So you gave him a weapon, and now he's utilizing it. This is what he does. Um, I see you, big cuz, in the comments. Uh, Cleveland offense will get a boost today. They got Njoku coming back off that ankle injury. Um, Another fact I got for you, T. Cleveland has not scored 20 points this season.
Put a massage table on the sidelines. I bet you get 20 points.
Hey, uh, I'm looking for Zach Ertz to have a good game this week. You know they're gonna put Denzel Ward on Scary Terry. So I'm looking for Zach Ertz to have at least 40 yards receiving today.
Okay. Um, man, you said Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels, Jaden Daniels, Jaden Daniels. The Commanders go as Jaden Daniels go. And
Facts.
I'll tell you, when they hired Cliff Kingsbury, I was wondering what the hell they were doing because the experiment in Texas Tech didn't really work. The experiment in Arizona with the Cardinals really didn't work. Yeah, he got a offense that's gonna spread the ball out and it's an air raid offense, but I just didn't think it was gonna work with the Commanders. But I
Yeah.
tell you a little secret that a lot of people don't know, and I just found out. They paired Anthony Lynn, who was the head coach for the Chargers a few years back, with Cliff Kingsbury, so they're pretty much collaborating in that offense. I think that may be a big difference in what's going on there, along with the fact that Jaden Daniels, as a rookie, if his coach tells him, "Hey, we're gonna put this in, we're gonna put this in," and he feels uncomfortable with it or doesn't like it, he can express
Hmm.
himself. It doesn't mean they're going to change it, but he can express himself and they can adjust from there. So I think it's good to have a good relationship with between your offense coordinator and your quarterback.
You got to. You got to.
And with
Hell.
that being said, I took the Washington money line.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Cleveland can't score 20 points. Now, they will be getting Nick Chubb back within a few weeks. I seen he came off the pup list. So we'll see how that goes.
Yep.
But
I hope
yeah, I
I hope he
can't.
comes back 100%.
Me too. Because this is his second really, really bad leg injury. So, and I like Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb, he just do his job.
Yeah, he
He's
does.
just a running back's running back.
Hard nose. All right. The Colts versus Jaguars. Take this one too.
God, dog, what is going on with these games today? Whew. This this is a two bad defense game. Jacksonville is ranked 30th in total defense, and the Colts are ranked dead last. Um, I expect points in this one because Anthony Richardson is out for this game. They starting Joe Flacco. I would start Michael Pittman. I expect Michael Pittman to have a good game today. I expect him to sprinkle the ball to Josh Downs, Alec Pierce. Um, Jonathan Taylor's out today. Um, If you're streaming or if you need something off the waiver wire, if it's not too late, go pick up Trey Sermon. I think Trey Sermon, he may not just go off, but I can see him having a decent game, maybe getting the end zone this game. The one good thing I can say about this game, Brian Thomas Jr. has been really good for Jacksonville. The rookie, I believe, out of LSU. I believe him and Malik Neighbors was teammates at LSU.
Yes,
Um, he's
and he
been
was he
really
was
good.
overshadowed.
Yeah, he's been really, really good for Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence has to get going today. They gave you the contract, big dog. Go out there and play. Go out there and do what you do.
Well,
Um, I think this is a high scoring game. Not too high scoring, maybe 27-24. And I think ETN will get in the end zone today. Please, I need it for fantasy.
uh, which one of them 8 teams, or is it multiple of those 8 teams that you run?
No, that's my NFL.com.
Yeah, I can't run that many teams. Anthony Richardson is out again, so Flacco is in.
Mm-hmm.
And we just got to talk about the Cleveland Browns. They're having buyer's remorse right now, wishing they had kept him. Because of course Deshaun Watson is not looking good. But we're on this other game that Flacco is actually playing in. Um, he's been getting the ball around to the receivers. He's been spreading it out, not really keying in on any particular receiver. So I personally wasn't targeting any of his receivers as a bet today.
Yeah,
But you brought up Brian Thomas. I took Brian Thomas over 49 and a half receiving yards because he's been the number one receiver.
he
Um,
has
Christian,
been.
Christian Kirk has been getting some targets, but Brian Thomas has showed that he could be dependable. Um, I'm actually taking Jaguars too on the money line for their first victory.
Really.
Really, I think they're gonna pull it off this week. They've been losing. They're 0-4, but you got to realize Trevor Lawrence, he's had a revolving door with the head coaches and offensive coordinators since he has been there. Um, I'm hoping that he finds something and gets going today. Get his people involved, get in the end zone a couple times.
Yep.
So yeah, I picked them to go ahead and win that game today.
Yeah. I'm not with you. I'm not with you. I
Oh,
just
I didn't
got the
think you would
news
be.
that Anthony Richardson is officially out. They said he was out yesterday, but the sleeper news just came in on the sleeper app that he's ruled out. Joe Flacco will get the start.
First of all, don't you be giving credit to Sleeper for something that I just told you.
Good job, sleeper.
I knew before the Sleeper app. They're a little late.
Good job, sleeper.
They'll be all right. They was asleep while I was giving out news. All right, that's cool. That's cool. Bills versus Texans. This is probably gonna be the best game of the day.
Yes. I got a lotto for this play, for this game, by the way.
Okay.
I know it's become popular this season for whatever reason. Um, since we talking about bets, the score one touchdown, one field goal each half bet is becoming real popular. I think this game has an opportunity to get it. I did it for the Falcons Bucks game Thursday night, which was a good game. And the Bucks did not score a touchdown in the second half, but they offered a cash out. So I did cash out. So if you can get it on one of these potentially high scoring games and they make it past the first half, I'm seeing the pattern that FanDuel will offer you a cash out. So it's just something to monitor right there for the big lotto players. Because the odds is always at least plus 2,000 or better.
You know what? I think I'm gonna have to look at that as soon as we get off this show.
Yeah.
You can take
A
this
little
one.
nugget for y'all. But like I was saying, man, this has the makings of a great game. Houston is top five in total defense. Buffalo is second in forcing turnovers on defense. And I know, we want this to be about Stephon Diggs so bad. He may have a decent game, but I think this is going to be more about the quarterback play. and which team makes the least amount of turnovers. I can see C.J. Stroud easily going over 300 yards this game. I can see Josh Allen. I can see this being like that. The Buffalo Kansas City. I believe that was the divisional game. Just a crazy game, stats everywhere. Um, but then too on the other side, I can see this being a good defensive game. Where is this game at? It's in Houston, so it's
Yep,
indoors. The weather won't be a factor. It's gonna be a fast-paced game. Nico Collins looked like Jerry Rice this season so far.
he's
Haven't
looking
been
really
able to
good.
do nothing with him. If I ain't mistaken, he lead the league in receiving right now.
I think he is. And you had a lot of people that were worried with Stephon Diggs coming in that he would be taking targets away from Nico Collins.
No.
Not at all.
Now Tank Dell is struggling,
Yes,
but
that's who's
I
struggling.
think out of those three, he would be the one that would struggle.
Yeah.
Um, but I think a safe play, CJ Stroud over 225 today. I think that he should get that easy. Um, we'll see. But that would be my play today.
Speaking of struggling, I think that Houston will struggle to run the ball without Joe Mixon. Don't quote me, but I think Damon
Yeah.
Pierce is still out, but they have Cam Akers.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just pound the ball with Cam. You can't give him touches every down and expect him to just break out. So if they get down, they can't hold on. What the return date for Nixon? Mixon.
Should be next week.
Okay.
They didn't put
So
him on IR, and he did practice this week a little bit, but they giving him one more week.
yeah. I think Buffalo pulls this one out. I'm taking Buffalo money line.
Mm.
Buffalo on the road is going to take out the Texans. You heard it here first.
If it's low scoring, I'm gonna take Buffalo. If it get into the high 20s, I'm gonna take Houston. I really just told y'all nothing, but that's where I'm
Absolutely.
headed.
I'm
That's
trying to
where I'm
figure out.
headed.
I'm trying to figure out what you told me, and I'm just like, I'm taking Buffalo regardless.
It's that's tough, man.
Trey said
They
it ain't gonna happen.
they both 3-1. Uh, uh I'm gonna take Houston because it's in Houston,
Okay,
and I
it's,
think
it's
I,
good to
I
have
would take
different opinions.
Fairbairn, the kicker for Houston. He's been pretty good. I'm taking Houston.
All right,
31-28. Fairbairn game winning field goal.
all right. Trey said Houston has too much on the outside.
Tell him, big dog.
Hey, you know what? I
Now,
was early in the season. I was trashing Buffalo's secondary, but the schemes they are running are protecting their secondary.
you know what? Trey making a good point. And I before we move on, I think it need to be touched on. I know I'm trying to downplay this Diggs thing. I hope CJ Stroud doesn't try to force the ball to Diggs too much today. And I hope, like he said, that Josh Allen doesn't try to do too much today to prove that he don't need Stephon Diggs. That can play into it.
Okay, to touch on that, you're right about Josh Allen. If he tries to do too much, they're in trouble. But CJ Stroud, he's going to go through his reads. He's not forcing the ball to nobody, not even Nico Collins. He's getting
Mm-hmm.
Nico Collins the ball because Nico is open. But he is not going to force anything. He's going to go through his reads and make his plays. He'll get one wrong every now and then, but it won't be because he's not trying.
Now, in Josh Allen defense, I will say, I think it's Joe Brady that's got him kind of calmed down. He ain't making the mistakes that he's been making. Now against Baltimore, he looked a little rushed. Baltimore was on him, but we'll see because Houston defense is just as good as Baltimore's to get to the QB. So we're gonna see because Will Anderson, you know he gonna make a play or two in
Hold
this
on.
game.
Is that a 3 o'clock game? Oh, that's a noon game.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that's a noon game.
yeah. I'll be traveling at that time, so I'm going to have to listen to that the first part on the radio. Uh, let's move on to the Raiders versus Broncos.
Oh my God, do we have to?
I mean,
Shit.
they are playing today, and whether we like it or not, we're gonna
Whew.
talk about it. I mean, you can say one word.
No, I'm Vance Joseph may be coaching his way into a head coaching spot. The way he got this Broncos defense playing right now, the Raiders are in trouble today.
Hold up. Wasn't Vance Joseph the head coach of the Broncos at one time?
He was. He
Okay, I
was.
was just checking. I was just checking.
It seems so long, maybe since Peyton Manning was there, that you just really cared about somebody on Denver's roster. That's crazy. But Vance Joseph got this defense looking great. Top three in sacks and yards given up. This Raiders team, man, it's in shambles. They don't know who their running back is. I think they giving the carries to Alexander Madison over Zamir White now. Adams is leaving probably this week. They don't really have a QB1. I don't think he really has much faith in Minshew. I think it's just a lesser of two evils. Go ahead, T.
You no, you might have just gave the answer to the Devontae Adams trade.
What? Denver?
Nope.
What?
Think back to Edgar Allan Poe. Ravens. Justice Hill.
Oh yeah, I want him to go to the Ravens. That's what I said.
Ooh. All
I
right.
want
Well,
Devontae Adams to go to the Ravens.
but if he goes to the Ravens, that's something that Justice Hill might be involved in because they obviously need a running back in Vegas.
Yeah, they need a lot over there.
So as far as the Raiders go, is dysfunction just starting to set in? Because earlier in the season when we was talking about them, we talked about how this team just rallied around Antonio Pierce last year, and that's who they wanted to be their coach. And they were talking about whatever they were going to do if he wasn't the coach. And now he's got a lot of distractions going on out there. You got Devontae Adams wanting to trade,
Yeah,
like you said, the running back situation. And then this past week, he just got hit with an 8-year show cause by the NCAA for recruiting violations that happened while he was at Arizona State.
sure did. I seen.
But did you see any of the allegations?
No, I didn't see that.
I'm gonna need you to look into that. We might do an episode of Cooler Talk this week.
Oh,
Boy,
got some breaking news.
boy. You know what? We're gonna say that for Cooler Talk. We're gonna get into that on Cooler Talk, but yeah, it's some nice allegations. I almost wish I went to Arizona State at that time.
I got some breaking news, man.
What's the breaking news?
So apparently, Aaron Rodgers just went down with a knee injury and
Tyrod Taylor warming up.
needed some help getting off the field. Let's see what happens with that.
Tyrod Taylor on the sideline warming up.
Yeah. Oh, so we back to this AFC West um showdown. But I will say this about Denver: Bo Nix is improving.
Yes, he is.
Javante Williams is looking. He's improving. He looks to be a little healthier over these past couple of games. This is another one of those games. I would take Denver or their special teams to score a touchdown. These is all. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I'm just giving y'all the games where it's a high probability of it happening. Denver defense, they gonna get after it. You better believe it. And with Minshew, he get a little careless with the football. They don't really have a running back right now. Their number one receiver is Jacoby Myers, which he's a good receiver. He's not a great receiver. So just pay attention on these defensive scores today, man, and see what happens.
Well, thank you for bringing up Jacoby Myers because with Devontae Adams out today, yes, he's out. He's not playing. I'm taking Jacoby Myers over 42 and a half receiving yards.
He got to throw the ball to somebody.
They're gonna get Brock Bowers involved, but the other option is Jacoby Myers.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, he was the number one receiver when he was with the Patriots, but he's not really a number one receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also taking Denver money line on this.
Oh yeah, I'm taking Denver. I'd be surprised if the Raiders get over 10 points that game.
Looks like Rogers is gonna be all right.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
We
we'll
can
see.
move on. We got Cardinals 49ers next. I
Cardinals
think this this
49.
this may be my favorite fantasy game of the day.
Man, it was hard
What
for
you
me.
think?
Well, you said fantasy. I'm thinking betting. It was hard for me to pick any real bets in this game. I mean, to me, the odds on the money line weren't worth it. I'm not comfortable picking the spread on this one. Or actually, you know what? I want to say the spread. No, spread was -6.5. I took that.
Hmm.
I took the 49ers to cover the spread.
So
Hey, Trey, you right there with me.
look, man, let
Hey,
me tell you about this dude, Trey, since y'all looking at this. I call him Big Cuz. That's my inherited big cousin. We related. I don't give a damn. That's what I feel. He's a big ass UT fan. So y'all got that. So y'all both in heartbreaking misery today. You see, he said something about Juwan Jennings. I ain't even got to the damn analysis of the game.
I
All
I'm
caps too.
and I'm not in heartbreak today because I cried myself to sleep last night and I'm good to go today.
So to me, this is a big fantasy game. You got lots of starters in your fantasy league in this game. So I'm hoping for Atlanta Tampa Bay type game. You got playmakers all over the field. You got Purdy throwing the ball around. You got Jordan Mason. You got Juwan Jennings. You got Debo, Ayuk, Kittle, Kyler Murray, James Conner, Marvin Harrison. Trey McBride is gonna go today. Uh, this game right here, man, I hope it's like that Thursday night game, which was amazing. I think Jordan Mason gets a touchdown today.
Okay.
I think Kittle may have a pretty decent game today. Kittle or Debo, but I'm leaning towards Kittle. And eventually, this man Brandon Ayuk got to show up. Oh, yeah, he just
Yeah.
said it. Yeah,
Look, yeah.
Ayuk, you're right. He's definitely got to show up. You're a $30 million wide receiver, big dog. You got to show up. So maybe today is his day. I'm gonna change. I'm gonna change my outlook. I'm gonna say Brandon Ayuk gets 4 catches and 50 yards today.
All right. Even without McCaffrey, the 49ers have kept it moving. It's like they never signed McCaffrey. Jordan Mason is playing like a number one back most nights.
Mm-hmm.
You got three receivers and an all pro tight end that you could depend on, but you don't have to rely on.
Yep.
If you key in on one of their offensive weapons, they're gonna get to somebody else. For Brock Purdy, I think he was Mr. Irrelevant, right?
He was. He
He is
was.
he is all relevance in that offense. He doesn't command a lot of attention in the media, but he shows up on play day and he gets his guys the ball.
Brock Purdy about to get paid.
Yep, Jordan Mason, like Trey just said, is from Gallatin.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Gallatin. He ended up going to Georgia Tech. He played in a stacked backfield down there, so nobody really paid a whole lot of attention to him while he was there because of the people that he played with. But he is solid.
Yeah, I like Jordan Mason. I think uh I think defenses don't respect him like they do McCaffrey yet, but I think they starting to see, okay, this dude is legit. Like we gonna have to keep some eyes on him. And I think Arizona they're gonna have to do that today. This dude he can get 100 yards easy behind that offensive line.
Uh, you say defenses don't respect him. I think it's more of defenses picking their poison.
Well, just as far as like they would as McCaffrey in the passing aspect of it,
Yeah.
not the running part. The dude can run the football. I think in the passing aspect of it, McCaffrey can run a route with the best of them out the backfield. But Jordan Mason has shown that he can do that now. So now you got to check him. You have to guard him just like you would McCaffrey.
And as long as he
Uh,
stays healthy, you don't have to rush McCaffrey back.
you do not have to rush McCaffrey back. So of course I'm taking San Francisco to win the game.
Money line or you taking the spread?
What's the spread?
-6.5 when I took it last night.
Yeah, I'll take spread. 31-21.
That's a possibility.
Brock
Uh,
Purdy. Brock Purdy over 250 with at least 2 touchdowns. Ayuk 4 catches, 50 yards, 31-21, 49ers.
I, that boy staring into the sky like he's like, oh, it's in the back of my head. There it go. Yeah, that's it. Let's
Hey,
run it. Hey,
hey,
I like it. I like it. You're putting thought into it. Packers versus Rams. What we got?
Packers missing a lot on the edge today.
Mm,
They don't have Christian Watson. Of
mm.
course, he's never playing anyway. Romeo Doubs got suspended. Did you see that?
Yeah, and a lot of teams have reached out to see if they would trade him, and they're like, "Nah, we keeping him."
Yeah, Romeo Doubs got suspended today for conduct detrimental to the team.
He showed up 2 practices
Uh,
late or missed 2 practices, something like that.
Jaden Reed has been amazing. I don't expect that to go anywhere today. If you want to make a play, Dontavian Wicks, the other wide receiver, I think he's going to have a good game today. Jordan Love is back, healthier. He's getting there. Matthew Stafford, it's just him and Kyron Williams. That's all they got. But Matthew Stafford, man, I love Matthew Stafford. He a fighter. He a dog. I love him. He's got Whittington. He's got Kobe Parkinson. He got Tutu Atwell. And he gonna go out there and he gonna play. He gonna ball. You gonna have to beat him. Um, if I had to bet anything on this game today, I would bet Jaden Reed getting into the end zone. I have no reason to think that Kyron Williams won't get in the end zone. Gets in there every damn game. This too could be a high scoring game. This could be one of those touchdown field goal each half games. I like
So,
this game actually. This is a late game, man.
it's
Yeah,
3 o'clock game. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And I'm glad you said Jaden Reed because with those two out, Dobbs and Watson, he's gonna get the focus. So I've got him going over 67.5 yards. I actually,
Mm-hmm.
um, I got him going over 67.5 yards. But if you check out at Cody Brown's bets on Twitter, this guy is solid with the bets that he puts in, and he took him over 68.5. So we right there at the same thing. And if Cody feels it, I feel it because Cody don't steer people wrong too often. So I'm definitely taking that. I'm taking Josh Jacobs over 62.5 rushing yards. Um, and a pick that the books don't necessarily agree with me on is I'm taking Jordan Whittington over 39.5 receiving yards. Now, if you look at the Green Bay defense, every game that they have played in except for one, they have given up over 40 yards to 2 receivers in that game. The only game they didn't do it was when they played Indianapolis and Michael Pittman didn't get over 40 yards.
He got to throw it to somebody.
And
That's
he's
just
gonna
how I
he's
play
gonna
it.
spread around. Tutu's gonna get his shots.
Yeah.
So right now Tutu's the number one, Jordan Whittington's the number two.
Mm-hmm.
But that is my underdog pick of the day. Jordan Whittington over 38.5. Book it. And I'm taking the Rams +3.
Okay. Okay. I like that. I think the Packers gonna win, but I like that. It's in California, so the weather shouldn't be a problem. That should be a pretty good game.
But I'm taking Rams +3. That it's gonna be a close game. Giants versus Seahawks.
Let's do it. This is
Uh,
in this is in Lumen Field in Seattle.
hmm
Daniel
Um,
Jones, you are in
before we
trouble,
actually
sir.
before we actually get into this game, um, did you see where Megatron was standing next to DK Metcalf and Megatron made DK look small?
I was finna say he made DK look small. Do you know how big you got to be?
Yes,
Yes. DK ain't no small dude.
at all.
I thought DK stood for Donkey Kong because he was like a big dude. No, it stands for his real name is DeKalin. DK is he's stacked. Him and AJ Brown. But
Yep.
Calvin Johnson, a big ass dude, man. But and I bet Daniel Jones wish he had either one of them today because they in trouble today.
I think he wish he had any receiver today because Malik Neighbors is out.
Yep, Malik Neighbors is out. Devin Singletary is out. So uh the Seahawks defense, it was popular streaming option in fantasy for y'all that play fantasy with the defense and special teams. Daniel Jones, I give him his due. He has been playing better, but that's just because of Malik Neighbors. He just
Trey has
don't.
something to say about that.
They need to start the rookie. I don't think they gonna do it.
No.
I I'm gonna see because Wandale Robinson has been playing better too, but that could also be because of Malik Neighbors.
Yep.
Malik Neighbors is a true number one wide receiver. He's been the best wide receiver in the draft. Him and Jaden Daniels has been the two best players in the draft so far. So we're gonna see, man. I think Seattle defense gonna get after him. Devin Witherspoon, whoever he on, he gonna lock him down. I forgot the other cornerback that they got. Forgive me, but he's good too. Tariq
Tyree.
Woolen, is it Tariq
Yeah.
Woolen?
Yep.
He's good as well. Um, so we gonna see, man. Gino and his offense, they've been absolutely dealing.
Trey said
Gino a
Robinson
good
gonna get
quarterback,
hurt
man.
today.
Yeah, they gonna lay his ass out. He gonna come across that middle.
So his quarterback gonna sell him out.
But Gino and his offense, man, they've been rolling. They've been
Oh,
even in the loss, they look good. DK has been he been DK. He been the one. He's been the guy. They got Kenneth Walker back, 3 touchdowns last week. The Giants may get destroyed in this game. I'm taking Gino over 225, and I would take DK to get at least 60 yards receiving in this game.
Trey said Hyatt might get an appearance. That's what I'm disappointed about with the Giants.
They are not using him, brother.
They're not using him at all. He can take the top off the defense. Let him.
It's like they don't even try.
They don't. I want to say he's probably rubbed somebody wrong in that organization because he has a tendency to do that. If that happens to be the case, and the Giants are sellers at the trade deadline, look for him to be on the move because he's still on that rookie contract. They might be able to get some compensation for him,
Mm-hmm.
or at least a late round draft pick. But he's a possibility to move at the trade deadline.
That's
Uh,
gonna be man. That game might get ugly.
and you were talking about how the Seahawks offense has been rolling. I think they're gonna get to rolling today. Um, yes, Kenneth Walker was back last week. Yes, he scored a few touchdowns, but they were behind late in the game. So therefore, Zach Charbonnet did not get a lot of carries in that game.
Mm-mm.
He only had 15 yards in that game. But I think they get up today. They're gonna use both of the running backs in the second half. And I'm taking Zach Charbonnet to get over 18 and a half rushing yards. He's been hit it in every game except for one this year.
Yeah, I think it's just a little hard. Once Kenneth Walker get in there, he just so much better than Charbonnet. He just looks better than Charbonnet. Kenneth Walker gonna have a good game today, I think. As long as he stay on the edge, long as he don't run straight into Dexter Lawrence and I forgot the other defensive lineman's name, Kayvon Thibodeau. There we go. I think Kenneth Walker. I think they both can actually have a good game today. I'm taking Seahawks, man. Big.
Yeah, I forgot what the spread was, but I wasn't necessarily comfortable with the spread, and there wasn't enough juice on the money line for me to take it.
You see this crazy outtake? Bill Belichick gonna be the Giants coach next year.
You know what?
For those of y'all who don't know, it's crazy, but it's not. Bill Belichick won his first two Super Bowls as the defensive coordinator for the Giants. When Lawrence Taylor, Pepper Johnson, Gary Reasons, and Harry Carson was there,
Bill
Bill
Parsons,
Bel-
head
Bill,
coach.
Par- Bill Parcells was the head coach. Bill Belichick was the defensive coordinator for those teams. For those of y'all that didn't know.
That's a hot take. Now you know if that happens next year, we're gonna have to bring Trey on the show, and he's gonna have to lead off with that and tell everybody how he told us that.
Yeah, so get your bourbon and cigar ready because
Hey man, we
you
can have a bourbon and cigar show.
sure can.
Well, I can't smoke in the house, so I'm gonna have to record remotely, but I damn sure do it.
Oh, and for those of y'all that's listening, the Jets just kicked a field goal a few minutes ago. It's 17-10 Vikings. Um, so we'll see. It
Why Sau-
started out sloppy
why Sauce looking sad though? Sauce Gardner looking sad.
because he on the Jets.
Mm. All right, let's move on to the Cowgirls and the Steelers.
Oh my God! You know what? I didn't even do no notes for this. Um, Dallas is in trouble. I think that has to be said first. No Michael Parsons this week. DeMarcus Lawrence is out for 4 to 8 weeks with the Liz Frank injury.
Hmm.
Uh, Defense hasn't been looking good any damn way. Justin Fields has been looking better. Him and the chemistry he got with George Pickens, very good. This is another team. I know Devontae Adams probably wouldn't go here, but this is another team that needs another receiver. Um, the Cowboys, they just too little. I think Najee Harris gonna get the ball 20 times this game. They just gonna pound them to death. That's what Pittsburgh does. That's what they do. They gonna pound Cowboys up the middle, especially no Parsons and no Lawrence. Your two best defensive players is out. Justin Fields, only thing they need you to do is just manage the game. Don't make no turnovers. TJ Watt, he probably gonna get 3 sacks this game. Um, I don't see Dallas winning this game. Dak may put up some big numbers at the end like he normally does, him and CD for fantasy purposes, but I don't see Dallas winning this game.
So Mike Tomlin might not be the best coach in the NFL, but he is the most consistent, and he is going to get the most out of his team, no matter what he has, who he has, where they play, or who they play.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody expected Justin Fields to be doing what he's doing to the point where they're not rushing Russell Wilson to get back on the field and might not put his ass back out on the field.
I was gonna say he may not get back out there.
He may be on the trade block because Justin Fields is starting to look like a real quarterback. And you said the chemistry with George Pickens is real good.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. That's why I'm taking George Pickens over 53 and a half receiving yards. And that has hit in 3 out of 4 games for them this year.
George Pickens look good, man.
Yep.
George Pickens look real good.
Ever since his situation last year where he act like he didn't want to block and they made a big deal out of it, he's been playing very well since then. He hadn't made a whole lot of mistakes.
Mm-mm. And he got a quarterback getting him the ball, giving him them
Trey,
chances that he want.
Trey says
George,
Steelers by a lot.
yeah. And I mean, I don't see how Dallas can win this game with with that Steelers defense. Just TJ Watt is unbelievable, man. He just a dog. Like it's crazy. You cannot block that dude.
How that
Uh,
whole family good except for the fullback Derek.
and is he still on Pittsburgh?
I don't get me in line. I think he on Pittsburgh because he was with Chargers at first, and then I think he went to Pittsburgh.
Okay. Yeah. So for this game, I would make a bet on Frymuth. 3 catches, at least 25 yards.
Okay.
Pat Frymuth for the Steelers, tight end. I would make that. I think Najee Harris gets in the end zone as well because Dallas just up the middle, and that's where Najee likes to run and do all those hurdles and shit. Yeah, I think Najee Harris gets in the end zone today. Jalen Warren is out again, so it'll be the Najee Harris show once again. I'm taking Pittsburgh, man. Taking Pittsburgh. Sorry, Dallas, I can't do it.
Yeah, I didn't take money line or spread on that game. I just went ahead and took that George Pickens bet and left it at that. But I might look at it again before kickoff and do some more.
Yeah,
And then we got the Monday night game, which is the Saints versus the Chiefs.
I really don't know how this game is gonna go. Chiefs 4-0. They haven't looked like a 4-0 team. They lost Rasheed Rice for at least 4 weeks. They haven't confirmed the ACL injury yet, but they did put him on IR, so he'll miss the next 4 games. Pacheco is out. The running game, Carson Steele, he's been shaky. They got Edwards Hilaire back. They got Samaj P. Ryan.
They
Um,
got Kareem Hunt.
got Kareem Hunt. So you'll probably see Kareem Hunt more than all the other ones. The Saints, the first 2 games, they look like the greatest show on turf. Rams, these last 2, they look like the New Orleans Saints um,
That we expected.
that we expected. I don't know. I really don't know about this game. I would say Kelsey gets involved this game. Kamara's going to do what he do, especially if the Chiefs get pressure on Derek Carr like they should, and they probably will. I think Kamara may have a big receiving game, maybe not a lot of rushing yards. Olave has been coming on, but they'll probably put McDuffie on him and manage him. Of course, I'm going to take the Chiefs as that Arrowhead. Mahomes is the better quarterback. The Chiefs are more talented. Maybe not a high scoring game. Maybe something like 20-17 Chiefs. I don't see New Orleans winning this game. Maybe Rashid Shaheed will catch his normal 60, 70-yard touchdown pass, but that's about it. That's about it.
I personally haven't really looked at this game closely. I usually wait till late Sunday night to look at the Monday games for the simple fact anything happen with injuries, sitting people or whatever. So I hadn't really looked at it. But we've been sliding a lot of cooler talking to this episode. Devontae Adams is supposedly on the radar for the Saints also.
Yeah, they said yesterday they can't afford it, so they're out.
So that goes back to our first episode in that salary cap woes. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
we'll leave that one alone. But yeah, if you want to see anything that I'm going to bet on this game, I'll probably post it on Winnable either late tonight or early in the morning. That's usually when I post my Monday night plays. But we'll see where that goes. I'm looking at some trends and analytics before I make my bet because I just don't blindly do shit.
Buffalo and Houston will be my winnable play today. And before we get out of here, uh, I'm looking for the Phillies to tie it up with the Mets tonight. And I'm looking for the Dodgers to go up 2-0.
Surprisingly, I have not paid attention to any baseball since the Mets took out the Brewers the other night because my schedule's been so busy and I've been focusing on football. Um, Before we do our next episode, I'll look at it a little bit more. We might throw some in there. We'll try to get us a game of an episode of Cooler Talk in this week sometime. Uh, Hold on, what you agree with Mike on?
Everything.
Oh man, don't start that. Just cause
My
he your big
guy.
cousin don't mean nothing.
That's my guy. Probably baseball. Oh, don't
Oh,
forget, WNBA playoffs is tonight too. Both teams have to win to stay alive. The Aces come on at 2 o'clock. They have to win best of five. They're down 2-1. The game is in Las Vegas. Let's see if Stewie and Ionescu can put out the beast.
hey,
Because you know Asia gonna come with it today.
you know what's crazy to me, and I love it because it's playoff basketball. Your
Mm-hmm.
normal stats and trends that you would look at to make bets with, they're off because playoff basketball is a whole different animal. Playoff baseball is a whole different animal. A lot of the bets that I normally made during regular season baseball, I haven't been able to make during playoff baseball because it's a whole different animal.
Yep.
Get to the playoffs, it changes everything up.
And before we get out of here, man, there's a lot. Sports is in full effect. Hockey starts next week. The
Ooh,
NBA preseason has started.
I made a little money on hockey last year. I,
Yeah,
I
so
I do a lot of bets on shots on target. So we'll see.
yeah, you're right. I did not mention Minnesota and Connecticut. Nafisha Collier, she had that 9 point game in game two. She came back, but the girl is a dog. She was the run up in MVP behind Asia Wilson.
If
She
Asia Wilson was
averaged
not in the league, she would have got it.
Yeah, if it was no Asia Wilson, Nafisha Collier would probably be the best player in the WNBA. She's that good. She averaged 40 points that first round series. I'm telling y'all, if y'all don't watch WNBA or if you do, the name Nafisha Collier, she's good. Now,
Y-
Connecticut team, they got a loaded team. Elisa Thomas, she's good. She's pretty much almost a walking triple double too. I like her. She get after it. She gonna talk to you and let you know about it too.
So while
Uh,
we're on WNBA, I'm glad that the situation with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark early in the year put a lot of spotlight on the WNBA
mm-hmm.
because I watched a bunch of games this year, which I haven't done since the league first opened up with the Sparks and Lisa Leslie. Watching these games this year has shown me how exciting WNBA basketball actually is. They've got good storylines. They've got
Yep.
actual good players, and the games are interesting this year.
Yeah, I try to promote it as much as I can. And I think you can see it when you watch the games and you see these sellout crowds, especially, of course, when Caitlin Clark is playing. She's a must see. Um, but you're getting to see these women, man, they showcasing their talents. And I'm telling y'all, it's an unpopular opinion, but the women's game is a smoother and better game than men's because the whole team plays together. It's
Yes,
not it's not always one on one. And if you're betting, the betting is more consistent. If you follow me on Winnable or anything, I win most bets, so I barely lose by one on WNBA because they play a more consistent, better brand of basketball. It's like they know what they're good at and they perfect it and become great at it. If they great 3-point shooters, they're gonna shoot your eyes out.
Trey
So
said Stephen A can do more to promote.
yeah, yeah.
Bring
Ever since
Monica
that
McNutt.
episode with Monica McNutt, man, I don't even think she's been back on the show since then.
Hey, and
But
while we're on WNBA, every team needs a dog on their team. And you know who the number one dog to me is?
to you or
To me,
period,
to me,
who
Courtney Williams.
I like Courtney Williams.
Courtney
I
Williams is
would
that
say
dog.
I would say Elisa Thomas, but I
Hey
like
man.
Courtney Williams.
Hey look, I'll take Courtney Williams to the hood with me before I take most dudes. Cause I know if it came to getting down, she getting down.
I like Courtney Williams. I do, and that's the blonde haired girl from Minnesota, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
The
she
one look like
talked
she
to
got
you too.
she look like she got that crazy tick in her eye. She gonna do something, boy.
Yeah, yeah. She was one of the golden lords on Media Man. I'm joking.
Rakia Jackson. Trey
Rakia
said
Jackson
Rakia
is a dog too. Yeah, she went to UT, I believe. I think Rakia Jackson went to UT.
I think
But
that
yeah,
was
man,
the time that I wasn't interested in UT women's basketball.
y'all start watching WNBA, man, and support these women because they hooping.
Hey
They
man, we
hooping.
might have we might have to do our cooler talk live next week. It's been good having Trey sitting here asking questions and throwing his input in so we could talk shit with him as we go. We get a few more people involved. We'll try to get it scheduled at a good time that way people are off from work or not busy.
Yeah, and it is a bunch of big time college football games next week too. Just keep that in mind. We'll do a show before then, but you got the Red River shootout with Texas and Oklahoma. You got
Hmm.
Penn State and USC, and you got Florida, Tennessee. You got Ohio State and Oregon, Ole Miss, LSU. So
Yeah.
we'll be back next week, man.
No, no, no. We'll be back this week. This week.
Well, next week for me starts on Monday, but
Oh
I
Lord.
I, I got you.
All right, pay attention to the page. We'll post if we're gonna do live or we're gonna do recorded. That way, if it's live, you can tune in, you can ask your questions, you can interact. Uh, we'd like to get you guys involved. Trey's done a good job of throwing his input in today and giving us extra content to talk about. We looked at going at right about an hour, but here we are at an hour 15. Y'all get out of here and go enjoy y'all some football this Sunday.
Yeah, let me put my bets in for y'all. Y'all be cool, man.
Tune into his winnable. His bets will be going through in just a minute. If you need the winnable link, both of them are in our link trees, which will be in the description of the video. And we'll see y'all later this week.
Yes, sir.